news tonight. Senate President commends Nigerian workers for their commitment, resilience, and contributions to nation building. And focus on delivering the party's goal, FCT APC commences mediation and reconciliation meeting across the 6 area councils.
Hello, glad to have you join us on NTA Channel 5 News at 7. I am Blessing Fulani, wishing you a happy Workers' Day. And starting on a solidarity note for Nigerian workers, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has commended Nigerian workers for their productivity, diligence, commitment to duty, and resilience, even in the face of socioeconomic challenges. Akpabio, in a statement, acknowledged the hard work and dedication of Nigerian workers, noting that they have always placed the nation above all considerations. The Senate President assured that the 10th National Assembly under his leadership would continue to prioritize the welfare, security, safety, and the conditions of service of the workers, noting that labor-friendly legislations would be accorded their deserved attention. Akpabio also promised to ensure that the rights of workers are duly guaranteed and complied with, adding that no Nigerian workers will be victimized on account of expressing himself or herself either in demanding for their rights or seeking legal redress. He said Nigerian workers are our pride and we will not shirk our responsibility, working together with the executive to address workers' concerns and create opportunities for growth and prosperity, as together we shall build a brighter future for Nigerian workers and our great nation. Meanwhile, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has expressed heartfelt gratitude and felicitation to all Nigerian workers for their commitment to nation building. In her message marking this year's Workers' Day celebration, the First Lady praised that their efforts continue to yield fruit while the nation always upholds the values of their labor. She describes this year's celebration as a reminder of the dignity of labor and the importance of creating opportunities that are fair to all, while saluting the men and women who rise each day to go to work and support our economy. The First Lady notes that across all sectors, whether public or private, formal or informal, Nigerian workers remain the backbone and development and the driving force behind the nation's progress. She wishes them all a happy Workers' Day celebration and prays that the nation continues to prosper and grow in leaps and bounds. Away from May Day celebration now, for the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, to thrive in delivery of its candidates in future elections in the FCT and for continuity in its lofty ideas, there must be understanding, peace, unity, and reconciliation among members. Hence, the reason why the FCT APC committee has been set up for reconciliation among all the aggrieved APC members in the FCT. Rosemary Multileng-Bilar reports that the committee headed by Senator Usman Jibril Wowo has commenced work starting with Kwali Area Council.
The All Progressive Congress APC in the FCT, in its forward-thinking, strategized under the guidance of its leaders, is working as a family to unite all members, especially those aggrieved as a result of lingering conflicts among some members. This committee was set up to look into the problem for possible solution, hence the coming of Senator Usman Jibril Wowo as the committee chairman. During the interaction, he pleads with members to put their differences aside for the progress of the party, that is to face future elections and cannot afford to be divided.
What party members expect is that after working or after the work, they should also be rewarded, one form or another. And this is exactly what we are going to recommend to the party, that there's need for the reward system of the party to be reactivated.
Chairman Kwali Area Council, represented by FCT Commissioner, National Population Commission, Joseph Shazin, assured the committee that Kwali is peaceful and will always deliver for APC.
Fortunately, we are already united because we don't have much difference as other area councils. So, as a repayment for our success, so to say, we are pleading that the government at the state and national should recognize Kwali with more positions.
APC members in Kwali promised their unending support for the party. However, observe that the party should improve on its system reward for the party loyalists.
We are the party grassroots from the world level. We know a kind of challenge you keep on facing in various worlds. You know, we keep on repeating the same thing. If really they be able to look into that, I think this problem is going to be solved across all the 10 world.
APC in Kwali are 100% ready to win the next elections because our leader, the executive chairman, Kwali Area Council, did not give chance to remove any party escorts right from the merger to date.
We are obeying our leaders since from the 2014 that they elect us as delegates. We did not fail election. We have never failed election. Right from president down to councillors, we have not been failing.
The committee is expected to go to all the 6 area councils with the same mission and message, and are expected to give reports and recommendations to the party for improved membership. Rosemary Moltelen Bilal, NTA News.
Nigeria Association of Women Journalists NAWAJ FCT is strengthening collaboration with the head of service to amplify women's voices in leadership positions in the federal civil service. This came to the fore when the NAWAJ FCT executive paid a courtesy visit to the head of civil service, Didi Esther Wilson Jack, in Abuja. Deborah Gazajimaika reports.
The visit by NAWAJ is to felicitate with Didi on her elevation as head of service of the Federation. Chairperson NAWAJ FCT, Basi Ita Ipan, says the women organization is committed to celebrating women in leadership positions in public offices, synergizing with them to drive women's career and contribute meaningfully to national development. She therefore proposed a training for women journalists to hold in the second quarter of the year. Basi Ita Ikpan expressed her readiness to continue to deliver on her mandate of gender equality.
Particularly interested in the fact that, it's a problem that, balancing work, official work, and the home front, and still being excellent in what you do is a problem. So we wish to be trained on this and let women know that you can still do them both without any rancor.
Head of service Didi Esther Wilson Jack pledged to support NAWAJ by assisting to train on workplace specifications in line with the core values of the civil service.
You are the first team to visit that joined us dancing, happy, singing, having civil.
On behalf of the team, Chairperson NAWAJ FCT exchanged pleasantries as the visit is expected to enhance working relationship between NAWAJ and Office of the Head of Service of the Federation. In Abuja, Deborah Gazajimaika, NTA News.
A two-day workshop has brought together stakeholders from the mining sector and security agencies to tackle the pressing issue of illegal mining and smuggling. The event aims to chart a new course for the industry, prioritizing the protection of mining sites and communities with the goal of promoting economic development and sustainability. Participants are working together to find innovative solutions to combat illegal activities. Hawayimba reports.
Imagine a Nigeria where mining activities not only boost the economy,
but also benefit local communities. That is the vision behind experts and stakeholders seated here in this hall, deliberating on ways to address the scourge of illegal mining and smuggling. These shared ideas and strategies to protect mining sites, most say, will support the vision of sustainable development as well as pave the way for a more prosperous future. Chairman of the National Workshop on Combating Illegal Mining, Smuggling and the Protection of Mining Sites, Communities for Economic Growth and Development says, this is coming at the right time, where government is set to curtail issues around mining in states affected.
With the way government is working, illegal mining is gradually going into oblivion, because honestly, the government, they are really trying, they are educating them, they are telling them to form themselves into groups so that they can help them.
We are worried about the depleting of our resources, the resources that belong to everybody. It is going down every day, and Nigeria should be above what we are having today.
Our main focus is to see how the issues can be addressed, because once the issues are addressed, economic growth and development in Nigeria is further enhanced.
Speakers at the workshop, with a professor from Kaduna State University Department of Econometrics, Gimba Victor Kyari, highlighted challenges and prospects for the future to key into.
Earlier government becomes serious, the better, because in the future, the consequences are enormous, and we might not even live to see, but in the coming generation, our children are going to suffer seriously because of the consequences of what is going on at this very moment.
What can we do? How do we tighten our border security? Do we need coordination with the bordering community? You could have a border coordinating committee comprising the chiefs, because those are the borders, know what go on. They know who come in, they know who go out. They know what they bring in, the kind of materials. So they are in a position to inform security agents and other relevant authorities.
The workshop, put together by Power Infrastructure Finance Services, is in collaboration with National Institute for Security Studies and Allied Bond Consulting. It had participants from other states of the Federation. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Moving on now. It is important that people take responsibility of safeguarding their environment, especially now that the rains are here. The essence of clearing debts in bridges at the Tretmore mega city Abuja is to remove debris obstructing natural flow of water to avoid flooding in the estate, which is common at the estate at the peak of the rain. Deborah Gazajimaika reports that the cleanup exercise at the estate is to commemorate the Workers' Day.
Amidst predictions of flash flood in some parts of the country, including FCT, residents of the popular Tredmore estates are preparing to mitigate flood disaster through community-led efforts to clear all debris that will stand to obstruct free flow of water whenever it rains. Looking closely to the causes of the flood, Ni Idris Otunuga said the importance of the cleanup sensitization cannot be overemphasized because almost every rainy season, Tredmore Estate is on the news with life lost and property destroyed in flash floods.
Yes, this estate is always trending in the news for overflooding. But we don't want it to happen because now we reside in this area. We want to reduce the risks of overflooding. So that's why we gather ourselves and the community to clean up the bridge, to reduce the risks. And we also want to do to sensitize people that are staying in this area so that they will stop dumping trash at the bridge side so that it will not block the drainage.
Throw your debt here and then it's taking it to another city. Please, make sure that you keep your debt and even get a trash disposal system. Just
The facilitators of the cleanup exercise said collectively the residents of the estate can take proactive action towards safeguarding their environment to prevent flood in the estate in the coming months. Seize the opportunity to educate the public to take responsibility of taking care of the environment, citing the devastating effects of climate change.
We as residents can avoid blocking the waterways, then we are sure to reduce, if not avoid it totally. And that is one of the essence of us being here today.
To make the community clean, because one thing about our communities, you can see some people are throwing some things here, whereas it's not supposed to be so.
The public is therefore advised to clear the drainages to allow free flow of water before the rain gets to its peak in the FCT.
As the rains intensify and as one of the flood-prone area in Abuja, it is expected that all attention be given to the area to further prevent flood disaster. From the Trademore Estates, Deborah Gazajimaika, NTA News.
Many thanks, Deborah. There. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wiki, has commiserated with the Minister of State, FCT, Dr. Mahmoud Maria, over the death of her father, Alhaji Sani Babankuku. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and Social Media, Liri Olainka, the FCT Minister prayed for the repose of the soul of Alhaji Sani Babankuku. He said, and I quote, "My heart went out to you when I heard of the death of your beloved father, Alhaji Sani Babankuku. Though the death of a beloved father can be painful, especially at the age of 74 that Baba died. The entire Babankuku family should be consoled by the fact that death is the end of all mortals and it must come when it will come. It is therefore my prayer that Allah, in His infinite mercy, will grant the deceased Al-Firdaus and give the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss." End of quote. And for happening.
Just waka majestically as Oyibo dey talk am, pass this pedestrian wall, cross gently, go the other side, begin your shakara, dey go your office. You say no, na to dey run gidigidi like antelope wey dey pursue rabbits for inside forest.
Non-adherence to the use of pedestrian bridges in focus this week on NTA Channel 5 Abuja's Pidgin English Road Safety Enlightenment Program, Drive JJ. Join the only driver when they drive for television, Odirogboru Arutere, on Friday, 11:30 a.m. Try hook up.
And report just reaching us now that President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja for Katsina State on Friday for a two-day official visit. In a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, indicates that during the visit, the President will meet with key stakeholders to assess the security situation in the state. He will commission the Katsina Agricultural Mechanized Center and a 24-kilometer dual carriageway completed by Governor Dikko Umar Radda. President Tinubu will also honor an invitation to attend the wedding of the governor's daughter before returning to Abuja. And for the happenings around the globe, let's join the globe for this week.
Welcome to the Globe This Week, a segment which offers unique perspectives on the stories that made headlines this week. I am Aisha Bashir. U.S. President Donald Trump has celebrated the 100th day of his second term in office with a campaign-style speech touting his achievements and targeting political foes.
Hailing what he called a revolution of common sense, he told a crowd of supporters in Michigan that he was using his presidency to deliver profound change. The Republican mocked this Democratic predecessor, Joe Biden, and aimed fresh criticism at the US Federal Reserve's chairman while dismissing polls that show his own popularity slipping. Trump has delivered a dramatic fall in the number of migrants crossing illegally into the US, but the economy is a potential political vulnerability as he wages a global trade war. South Korean prosecutors have indicted former President Yoon Suk-yeol for abuse of authority without arrest. The country's news agency Yonhap said as political uncertainty ahead of a snap June 3rd presidential election continues in the country. This latest indictment on Thursday adds further legal jeopardy for Yoon, who is already facing an ongoing trial on insurrection charges brought against him over his brief imposition of marital law last December. Mali's military leader, Gen Assimi Goïta, has won the backing of key political allies to be declared president for the next 5 years. The 41-year-old, who has seized power twice, was named transitional president after his last coup in 2021. At the time, he promised to hold elections the following year, but has since reneged in a blow to efforts to restore multi-party rule in the West African state. A national conference organized by the regime but boycotted by leading opposition parties has now recommended naming Gen Goïta president until 2030. That's it on the Globe this week. Thanks for watching. Stay for the continuation of the news.
It's sports time. Let's now join the sports desk for Sports Brief with Abdullahi Ajia.
Nigeria's under-20 team, the Flying Eagles, this Thursday kickstart their under-20 Africa Cup of Nations campaign on a good note with a 1-0 win against the Carthage Eaglets of Tunisia. Ibrahim Lawal's solitary goal made the difference between the two teams. Nigeria, who currently tops Group B with 3 points, will be looking forward to their second game against Morocco on Sunday. The Flying Eagles, 7-time winners of the Under-20 AFCON, will also be targeting their 8th title. Still on football, Nigeria Tales picked one of the slots of the Super 6 playoffs for the 2025 Nigeria Women Football League after a goalless draw against the undefeated Bayelsa Queens at the Buhari City Stadium, Abuja. In the final Group B fixture of the regular season, Bayelsa Queens and Rivers Angels are the other two teams in the group, while Group A has Edo Queens, Remo Stars Ladies, and Nasarawa Amazons making the top 3 in the Super 6. Elsewhere, Barcelona Football Club of Spain and Inter Milan of Italy will have to wait for the second leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-final in Italy to decide who progressed to the final, as both teams ended the first leg 3-3 at the Camp Nou on Wednesday after good representation from both sides. Talking athletics, Team Nigeria is scheduled to depart for China on May 5 to participate in the 2025 World Athletics Relays. The competition commences from 10 to 11 at the Guangdong Olympic Stadium in China. Nigeria will compete in 4 events in the men's and women's 4x100 meters relays, the mixed 4x100 meters, and the mixed 4x400 meter relays. With Sports Brief, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
And that ends the English version of the news for tonight. Our translators are standing by. Once again, happy Workers' Day.
Kwawai wonana shenta nyipe a gwamnati a tunisiya kwawai wona iwo abida natuko ishan daje zuma wani ye waguba gayi gbabe no pokun yako Godwin Akpabion wokusa barkaci a gwamnati a tuntuni nanu yiye o ga bashin tuntulo nu tna wate dnei nu aikinye kwen dido nge ashwila balo nu asan nu azokwe gbogbo ama ba nye nalo nmi na ba jege kololo nu abie we nga gwamnati nu awobayi saye ko bache na monalo na bai kwajege anya kogo tnitniza wabwa nalo gwamnati wajege wala kobwa we da denu nsai nu ajilo aipa yipe shitabo na jeshi aipa ntuko tunu agwamnati atntin shinbe gbedogun ayin ko zayan mbanu yepe lolo nu abeda sepa peye ekinzin ya bakulo okinzin na atntin shinba adnagmai bai gnage abwatna ajenu baji bayelo ajin nkunsun nu ayin ko zai nu agwamnati atntun npeye ashinpeye adnagmai ozanwa le shaba webe na beda nye Deborah gazaji maika wa gnage gnabi gbedogun ya woni dade nsai nbelo ngabi no gnabi agwamnati atntun shinba ya adnagmai na yiwo Didi Esther Wilson Jack yin nu wo atntin shinba mba dnalo nu ekinsin dneye nu owo begbodna wa gnage agu bate jun ayin ko zaun ntigena wo nje dna monalo da dabo abana bele basu mba bele ye ajan ye bayan na yenu party na yikoge APC yin nu peye kwalian gwamnati bibi ekinsin dan baku gbedogun hwi nu mba ba shi awe mba she fiajelo nu party ye na baige bajege akuba won kan na bai be mi beji azakin mba belo nanu ainpe abian mba bele Rosemary Mortalin Bila wa gnage shipeye da gbedogun na yo Senator Jibrin wowo owonila ya asese nu azai nu kwali gwamnati bibi ekinsin dan we gnage ajinde nu ntigena gba zabeda wa chigeje abui tashin kwa danai nde na ngbon pepepe nje bijisesi saisu
Igbo bụ Igbo ekele m unu nọ na akụkọ ụwa na nkenke nke ụbọchị taa ọkakọ bụ Maazị Okwu Francis Ile. Onye isi ndị omeiwu ala anyị bụ Godswill Akpabio etoola ndị ọrụ ala anyị maka etu ha si arụ ọrụ ha n'agbanyeghị ọtụtụ ihe chere ha aka mgba ọkachasị ụkọ ego nakwa ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọgasị na-akpa ụmụ amaala anyị. N'okwu ya, Akpabio kwetara na ụmụ amaala anyị na-agbasi mbọ ike nke o kwuru na ha bụ ọdịmma ala anyị n'obi karịa mkpa jigasị ha n'otu n'otu. Ya bụ onye isi ndị omeiwu kwere nkwa na ndị omeiwu agba nke 10 a ga-etinye uchu na ime iwu gbasara ọdịmma nchekwa ala anyị nakwa ọnọdụ ọrụ ga-enyere ndị ọrụ bekee aka ma kwalite obibi ndụ ha dịka o si were dịrị na mba ụwa ndị ọzọ gasị. Otu jikọtara ụmụ nwanyị na-achụ nta akụkọ nwa bekee kpọrọ NAWOJ na aha ịchafụ agbatịala mmekọ ha na ndị isi ọrụ bekee ala anyị maka inye ha ohere irigoro n'ọkwa dị elu n'ala anyị ọkachasị n'ụlọ ọrụ dịgasị iche iche nke gọọmenti etiti nwe nakwa nke ndị steeti ala anyị nwegasị. Deborah Gazazi Maika wetara anyị ya bụ akụkọ kwuru na ọ bụ mgbe ha gara leta onyeisi ndị ọrụ bekee ala anyị bụ Didi Esther n'ụlọ ọrụ ya dị n'Abuja ka ha nọrọ kwupụta ebumnobi ha ma rịọ ka e nyere ụmụ nwanyị aka. Iji mee ka ndị APC gaa n'ihu ịtụrụ ugo na ntụliaka na-abịa abịa n'ime Abuja, ha ga-ejikọta aka ma dịrị n'otu maka nghọta onwe ha. Nke a mere ha jiri hiwe kọmitii ọrụ ha bụ ime udo n'etiti ndị otu ha ugbu a nwere otu ọkachasị ndị nke nwere mwute n'obi. Rosemary Mortalang Bilal mere ka amata na onye isi ya bụ kọmitii bụ Sinetọ Usman Jibril Wowo malitere ya bụ ime udo na gọọmenti ime obodo nke Kwali ugbu a. Ndewo gị onye ọma gere anyị ntị ka ọ dịkwa echi mgbe anyị ga-ezute ọzọ.